So what's up guys, it's here by Nino or Quadagy, and welcome back to another video of Call of Duty Cold War Warzone Season 2. Now in today's video, actually, you guys are probably wondering, Hero, where did you get that hat? It looks very nice. Well, Activision actually sent it to me through a package, and it looks really cool. Let me show it to you guys a little bit. It's to celebrate the, Season 2 release. There's the Vote Noir freaking text. Here's a nice little logo of the ship. So basically this is a captain's hat. As you guys can see there, it says captain, and this is what the captain was wearing when he was on the Void Noir, but he got bodied by the zombies, and he probably is a zombie too. So it sent me this message. It says this month it was meant to be smooth sailing. Now, oh boy, after a year of smooth sailing, prepare for an assailment like no other. Probably indicating the zombies and maybe indicating the nuke event to come hopefully soon in Warzone. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show it to you guys. I'm just going to be wearing it for today's video because I think it makes me look stylish. I freaking love you guys. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the best class setups to use in Warzone now for Season 2. And the reason for this being is that a lot changed in Season 2 of Warzone. Pretty much all of the attachments now are fixed within the Cold War weapons. So anything that's in the description of all of these weapons means that they're going to do what they say to do. Because sometimes, you guys remember how the Bruiser Grip said it increases melee quickness? Well, they changed the description of it to increase like movement speed and something else. And like so many of these attachments got changed that you now have to change your class setups entirely. And one big change that really impacted the Cold War weapons is that the agency suppressor, the agency suppressor equivalent, you know how it's like the monolithic suppressors for the MW guns? Well, it pretty much got nerfed completely off of the board. So as you guys can see here, for example, it now gives you, it does still give you sound suppression and it also gives you vertical recoil control. However, the cons now are effective damage range and even bullet velocity in some cases, especially in the cases of the ARs. Unfortunately, this really freaking sucks. However, Raven has stated that the agency suppressor will be fixed in an upcoming hotfix. So keep in mind with these classes, I'll be giving you basically 2 classes for each because I don't know how long they're gonna lag with the agency suppressor fix. One class setup without the agency suppressor and another class setup with the agency suppressor whenever they decide to fix it. So yeah, if you guys are excited to see the new meta loadouts for Warzone across around 10 guns, including some of your favorite ARs, including the new DLC weapons, which I now have at max level, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, upload videos every single day on the world of Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Multiplayer, and Call of Duty Cold War Multiplayer. Upload tips, tricks, news, and updates, and entertaining gameplay around the world of Call of Duty. And if you guys are interested in this, make sure you guys do subscribe, as around 90% of people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed. I just want to make sure you guys are kept up to date and got the leg up on the competition in Call of Duty Warzone, especially as we get closer to our goal of 100,000 subscribers. You guys are freaking beautiful and amazing. Just thank you for being here, and I hope these class setups help you guys to get you better in Call of Duty Warzone Season 2. Of course, I'll continue to do Warzone videos. I just wanted to bring these class setups out to you first, so you guys know what to kind of use, and then obviously I'll use all the class setups in depth as the days go on. Without further ado, let's start off with the LC10, which is the new SMG in Call of Duty Warzone. So on the LC10, you want to use the sound suppressor. We don't want to use the agency suppressor because this gun already has very low recoil, so we don't need that extra vertical recoil control. And with the sound suppressor, you obviously, you stay off of the minimap, which is nice, and you lose some effective damage range, but not as much as you would if you use the agency suppressor. The agency suppressor makes you lose so much damage range, it'll make this gun a BB gun at long ranges. So stick to this. Now you want to use a 13.9-inch task force barrel for the LC10 because it has very good recoil control, and we'll lower those cons with another attachment, but you get effective damage range, bullet velocity, and strafe speed. This makes the gun extremely effective at longer ranges, which is where I feel like the LC10 can kind of shine. It's like an SMG kind of AR hybrid because the recoil is really easy to control and the gun actually feels really good. It can be a tad weak at times, so that's my only reason of not using this gun as much, but boosting that effective damage range and bullet velocity to make this gun more effective at range is huge. So put on the task force. Next up, we got the Raider stock to make this gun basically a lot more mobile and so that it can get the jump on opponents with the sprint to fire time, ADS firing move speed, and aim walking movement speed. We're going to increase its vertical recoil control with the field agent grip with that vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control. It's going to make this gun beam even more at range and effectively give this gun hopefully close to no recoil, which is amazing. And we need as much ammo as possible, so we have the Salvo 52 round fast mags for that ammo capacity and that reload quickness so that you can reload fast for those fully armored enemies. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the LC10 Warzone or not. I'll have a full video on this gun maybe later tonight or tomorrow. You guys are probably wondering what pistols I use as my second ace. Well, I stick to the Diamatti still. The whole Cold War attachment like overhaul hasn't really changed up the attachments for the pistols, so I just stick to agency suppressor, 7.2-inch task force, the SWAT 5MW laser sight, the Salvo 30 round fast mags, and the dual wield. I use these on all of my classes, so just in advance, just so you know. Next up, we got the FARA 83, which is the new DLC assault rifle, which you can earn at tier 31. And for this class, we actually have no muzzle, which is insane. For our barrel, we're using the 15.5-inch contour barrel because it gives us effective damage range and bullet velocity. None of the other barrels actually give you both effective damage range and bullet velocity, which are necessary for guns to be effective at longer ranges, so by default, the contour barrel is the attachment that you should use. Next up, we got the steady aim laser because of its hip fire accuracy. It makes the gun a little bit better at closer range, which is awesome. Next up, we got the KGB pad, which gives us ADS firing move speed, aim walking movement speed, and sprint to fire time to allow this gun to be a little bit more mobile and more on the move in case you want to use it, which is awesome. For the field agent grip, we have horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control because this gun has a fair amount of recoil. So by putting on the field agent, it'll be so much easier to use and you'll be able to beam people like crazy. And last but not least, with the Salvo 60 round fast mags, once again, just for that full ammo capacity and fast reload to body fully armored enemies. Once the agency suppressor gets fixed, you want to take out the steady aim laser and put on the agency suppressor. When it gets fixed, obviously. Like, the laser sight is just kind of like a filler attachment, but definitely, you know, try out the FARA and let me know what you guys think about it, especially after the agency suppressor gets fixed. Next up, we have a MAC-10 class. On the MAC-10, you want to use the sound suppressor. Once again, we don't use the agency suppressor until it gets fixed. For our barrel, we're running the 6.1-inch reinforced heavy for the effective damage range and bullet velocity. We want this gun to hit hard and especially at farther ranges, so that's why we use this barrel, because none of the other barrels can really do that. For our stock, we use the Raider stock to make this gun even stronger and get the jump on opponents with the ADS firing move speed, aim walking movement speed, and sprint to fire time. You'll feel like an absolute crackhead with the Raider stock on the MAC-10. It's one of my favorite attachments. We got that field agent grip to make this gun a complete laser with that vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control. Recoil will not be a problem with you once you use the field agent grip, which is awesome. We also have the Salvo 53 round fast mags for that ammo capacity and reload quickness. Those fully armored enemies and teams won't stand a chance against you with this attachment. So yeah, that's the MAC-10 class that you should be using. Obviously, switch to the agency suppressor once they fix it. But for now, definitely use this. Next up, we have a modern warfare gun, which is the Fennec. The Fennec, it's gonna be the best SMG in the game because of its fast time to kill. It's actually #1 in the SMG category. So get ready for this class. We got the ZLR 18-inch deadfall barrel, which gives you damage range, recoil control, bullet velocity, and sound suppression, which is actually freaking amazing, which makes this gun melt across all ranges extremely fast. So this barrel is a must-have attachment. Plus, it keeps you off of the minimap, which is amazing. We got the Force Tag CQS for that ADS speed to make this gun a little bit more snappy. We got the 40-round drum mags for that maximum ammo capacity so that those fully armored enemies don't have a chance against you. We got the stippled grip tape to get the jump on opponents with the ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. And we got the perk sleight of hand so that we can reload fast enough in case we get ambushed by a lot of enemies, which is going to be a thing with this gun because it only has 40 rounds. I love the Fennec. It's one of the most effective guns in the game. Definitely run this if you feel unsure on any of the Cold War guns. This Fennec will be extremely reliable. Next up, we actually have the Groza class because the Groza is actually freaking amazing in this game. We got the 16.7-inch VDV reinforced barrel for that effective damage range and bullet velocity. The gun is amazing in short range and long range engagement, so you want to be able to maximize the long range engagement with the effective damage range and bullet velocity. You're going to use a steady aim laser for better hip fire accuracy. KGB pad for all of these benefits, which allows the gun to be a little bit more mobile. Spetsnaz speed grip for that horizontal and vertical recoil control. And the VDV 60 round fast mags for that ammo capacity and reload quickness so that fully armored enemies cannot take you out. Once again, once the agency suppressor gets fixed, take off the steady aim laser and put on the GRU suppressor. You know, it's the GRU suppressor in this case. it'll balance this gun to be even more effective than it already is. Next up, we have the Cold War MP5 class. For our muzzle, we're running the sound suppressor once again to keep us off the minimap. For our barrel, we have the 9.5-inch reinforced heavy for that effective damage range and bullet velocity, so this gun can melt even faster at range, so its bullets can fly faster, which is awesome. We also have the Raider stock, which allows us to have a cracked out movement time with sprint to fire time, walking movement speed, and ADS firing move speed, so this gun can be super mobile. We got the field agent grip, so this gun has basically no recoil, and at farther ranges you can, you know, target enemies a lot faster. And we got the Salvo 50 round fast mags for those fully armored enemies and squads, so you can reload fast and take more people out. The Cold War MP5 is forever going to be reliable. It's just like the Mag 10. It's absolutely amazing, and I love it a ton. Definitely use it. Next up, we actually have the AUG. In the patch notes, they actually buffed the bullet velocity of the AUG here. So this means that the AUG is way better than the M16 and the other tactical rifles. So get ready for this class. Now, the AUG is an interesting case because you guys can see here for the agency silencer, you don't lose any bullet velocity. So you can actually get away with using the AUG's agency silencer because it doesn't take bullet velocity. The effective damage range might suck, but the lack of bullet velocity loss allows this gun to still be effective at range because it already has very good damage. So use the agency silencer for that sound suppression and that vertical recoil control, because that vertical recoil control is going to allow this gun to beam even more at farther ranges with less recoil, which is awesome. We're going to be using the 17.9-inch Cavalry Lancer barrel, which gives us effective damage range, bullet velocity, and strafe speed, allowing you to outgun your opponents. And with that effective damage range and bullet velocity, you'll be able to body people even more at range, which is amazing. We got the Axial Arms 3X attachment because this gun needs an optic for those long range engagements. So I highly recommend running the Axial Arms 3X for that reason. We also have the Field Agent foregrip to kind of get rid of the losses from our barrel for that vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control, which is going to allow this gun to be easily used at longer ranges. And we got the 45 round speed mag. You could use the Salvo 54 round fast mags, but I feel like it might lose your ADS speed a little too much, but you could try both for those fully armored enemies and to reload fast, which is awesome. I love the AUG. The AUG has always been such a reliable gun, and this should be still pretty much a dominant gun even after this update. Next up, we got the Cr56 AMAX, a Modern Warfare gun. So we got the monolithic suppressor, good old classic monolithic suppressor with the sound suppression and damage range, allowing this gun to melt far and fast at farther ranges, and you're off of the minimap. We got the ZRK Zodiac S440 barrel for that damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. Pretty much allows us to melt fast and have less recoil at far ranges, which is amazing. We got the VLK 3.0 optic because this gun really excels at farther ranges, and to see those farther ranges, an optic is really necessary. We also have the Commando foregrip to help with recoil stabilization and aiming stability to make this gun melt even faster because of its less recoil control. And we got the 45 round mags for that maximum ammo capacity so you can take out full squads and fully armored enemies. I like the Cr56 AMAX. It just feels a little slow. That's the only thing I have about it, but let me know if you love the gun. Next up, we have our updated FFAR class. Now, is it still good as before? So for our first attachment, we're actually using a barrel. There's no muzzle on this gun, sadly. We have the effective damage range and bullet velocity of the 19.5-inch reinforced heavy barrel. We want this gun to be able to melt at farther ranges, and we no longer use the task force barrel because it actually increases your recoil an uncontrollable amount. Before, the task force barrel was really good because it would actually lower your recoil in a weird way, but now it's not effective. It actually messes you up completely, so we have to use the reinforced heavy barrel for better recoil control, which sucks. We also have the steady aim laser to be more effective in closer ranges with hip fire accuracy. We're still gonna use the Raider stock because we want to have that awesome mobility in close quarters combat and be able to outstrafe opponents, which is always going to feel amazing. We actually have the SFOD speed grip to help with that horizontal recoil control. Vertical recoil control is really easy to control, so by lowering the horizontal recoil control of this gun, it's gonna feel so much better to use this gun with the speed grip, which is an amazing feel. And we got the Salvo 50 round fast mags for that ammo capacity and reload quickness, so we can take out fully armored opponents. Like I said, once they bring back the agency suppressor, put on the agency suppressor. The FFAR is still not the same type of gun with the steady aim laser and all the attachment changes. It just really sucks. They kind of ruined the FFAR in a sense. Not exactly completely ruined, but it just doesn't feel the same. So really sucks to say that the FFAR is not as good as it used to be. But it might be fixed once that agency suppressor comes in. We'll see. And last but not least, we have the fastest killing gun in the game, the AS Val. With the AS value, you want to run the VLK 200mm OSA barrel, which gives us damage range and bullet velocity, allowing this gun to melt even faster at farther ranges. For our stock, we have the recoil control, the aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness of the VLK Strelok stock, which allows this gun to pretty much have no recoil at farther ranges. And we're going to combine that with the underbarrel of the Merc foregrip for that recoil control and even hip fire accuracy. So up close, it can melt really fast. And once again, that recoil control, it allows this gun to be a complete laser beam at long ranges. We're gonna have to use the 30 round mags because this gun only has 20 round mags at the default, and by having 30, you can at least destroy one fully armored enemy. This sucks, it only has 30 rounds. And we got the stipple grip tape, which helps us with ADS speed and sprint to fire time, which allows this gun to get the jump on opponents. The AS val is pretty nice, but I just don't like that 30 round mags. That's why I'd rather stick with something like the FFAR or the Groza, which are very competitive as well, and almost as good as the AS val. But the AS val will melt people like crazy. It's very, very good with a sniper if you use a sniper. But yeah, those are my 10 best class setups after Warzone Season 2. And this is obviously all going to change once the agency suppressor comes in. And I had to show you guys class setups with the new DLC weapons. But let me know what you guys think about Season 2 so far. I really hate that they kind of gutted the agency suppressor completely. But that's just my thoughts. I freaking love you guys. Keep being big ballers. Expect more Warzone videos to come out as the days go by. And yeah, I will see you guys all later. Stay safe in Verdansk, people. Follow me over on Twitch and or TikTok at TheMarkOfAHero, and keep being amazing. Bye. I love you all.